My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay, stay rewarded.
From the agave fields of Jalisco, Billy's Tequila. Perfect in a margarita. Or straight over ice. Celebrate the race of life with Billy's. Use code RACER for 5% off at billystequila.com. Please enjoy responsibly.
Turmoil, and they won the biggest race, the 500 of Daytona, Daytona. He won the next two to make 3 in a row. He won the third one at a track in Austin called Coda, C-O-T-A, Coda, Coda. I'm not the biggest history guy, but he made history in that 45 Toyota. Toyota. Well, he beat the best road racer that we've seen, and he ended the winning streak for SVGO with Coda. C-O-T-A, Coda. Coda. Coca-Cola, Circuit of Cola.
Once again, an absolute masterpiece from one Mr. Michael Massie. Hello, everyone. Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Frontstretch Happy Hour Show. I'm your host, Mr. Bryan Nolen, alongside 2 magnificent guests and one very, very, very special guest. Let's start with my co-host, starting with the one, I think your beard is getting bushier by the week, and it's looking magnificent, Michael Massie. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm pretty good. I'm about to chop it all off. I'm just waiting for it to get warm.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm doing good. Ready to talk some NASCAR with you lovely people, as always.
Oh, really? I thought we were going to talk politics. No.
God, please, no.
It's been a very interesting week in politics, I'll tell you that.
This is like the worst week in the last 4 years to do anything like that.
And that's saying something considering the last 4 years we've had.
Sure.
Hey, this show is the greatest. It's all the greatest, right, Mr. Dalton Hopkins? Speaking of great, it may not be the greatest mustache, but your mustache is getting in very, very nicely, Mr. Dalton Hopkins. How are you, buddy?
I got a compliment from Corey LaJoy on my mustache, as a matter of fact.
Oh, he just not has. Oh, I got to chat with him. Mine's more beautiful.
It might have made the YouTube video. I'm not really sure. I'm Daytona 500 Media Day.
Okay. I'm going to a Team Penske breakfast on Friday, so I'm literally gonna go up to Ryan Blaney and ask for some tips on how to make it bushier, because his stash is so thick. I want it to be as thick as his is, because mine's solid, but it's not.
We're still talking about the mustache.
Moving on.
I was gonna say, Blaney would go up to you guys and be like, "So small, so small."
Speaking of someone that probably does have so small, I'm sorry, Mr. Peter Stratta. I had to.
Please elaborate.
I'll tell you off air. From TSJ Sports, the one and the only one of our favorites, Mr. Peter Stratta. Oh, Peter, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. It's great to be back on the show. I've seen two of you guys in recent weeks, and Bryan, I guess, haven't seen you since Phoenix in November, but I'm sure we'll run into each other again sometime soon.
One can hope. One can hope, my friend. Peter, we saw some NASCAR history in Austin this past Sunday, so let's dive on into it. What do we want to chat about with Mr. Tyler Reddick?
We've seen him go undefeated through 3 weeks this season. Momentum's a real thing in this sport. They seem to be firing on all 8 cylinders. Can the streak continue? Can he possibly continue his own historic streak and extend it past Phoenix, Vegas, and maybe even Darlington?
Well, it's certainly going to be tough, Mr. Michael Massie. He's not the best at Phoenix, but I mean, I don't know. He's got a good of a shot as any.
We gotta hold our horses on the Tyler Reddick. Like, he's obviously not going to win every race. That's
so is he a champion? Is he a championship favorite?
As much as I want to say it, just to annoy Dalton, I still don't think he is, because Christopher Bell won 3 races in the first 4 weeks last year, and then do you know how many races he won the rest of the year? Just 1.
Well, all-star race, so 1.
We're not counting.
Come on, Peter!
Technically 2 other races.
Okay, so he won
a duel last year too.
After the month of May, how many races did he win? Just 1. And he did not make the championship 4 again. So I don't know. It's not the best thing. Matt Kenseth won the first 2 of 2009, and he missed the chase that year. Reddick is going to make the playoffs. You can't convince me of that one. But and he could get like a top 5 in points, but because he's setting himself up really well. But I'm not going to go all out on him being championship favorite just yet, because you still got the big 3 teams that are going to come through. And I think his winless streak ends this weekend. I think Toyota's winning streak continues this weekend with the first 4. It's going to be, Denny Hamlin will still be in victory lane for the first 4 weeks, because I think he's going to, get some retribution for November and win at Phoenix.
So you are saying Riley Herbst will win on Sunday? Riley Herbst. Okay, but no, seriously though, Dalton. I mean, it's something that we've never seen ever in the history, winning 3 straight races to start the season. I mean, how far can this go? He's not the best at Phoenix, but we've seen speed from him at Vegas. He's contended for wins at Darlington, as Lee Diffie and Mike and Neff like to say, Darlington. How far can this last?
Yeah, I think. For me, I think it probably ends at Phoenix, obviously, but that doesn't mean that this wasn't already an impressive run.
Oh, yeah.
I still think that, look, Daytona and Atlanta are both kind of randomized tracks. They're obviously a little bit, they're the great equalizers on top of Talladega, but so that kind of makes it a little bit more impressive, I think, that he won there. And then Tyler Reddick was already pretty good at COTA. He's already won there before, so it wasn't too surprising to see him run as well as he did. Now, it was very impressive to see him beat SVG as well as he did. That was very, very impressive. It almost makes me think that's what scares me about Tyler Reddick, is that he beat SVG at a road course. That's what makes me think, whoa, okay, they've got something figured out this year. I will say, I don't think it's going to take as long. I don't think it'll be like Christopher Bell last year. I don't think he wins at Phoenix, but I think he wins a few more before the end of the season. So I think, yes, obviously he's going to make the playoffs. He's already got a 1 race buffer to second place. Like, he will guaranteed be first place after Phoenix in the point standings. Because Bubba Wallace is in second place. By the way, 23-11, 1-2 right now in the point standings after, everything that happened in the offseason. Pretty crazy there. But yeah, 70 points ahead of Bubba Wallace. He's got a 1 race advantage, so he's got a mulligan. He's already built himself a mulligan, and ahead of 16th 118 points ahead. This is just such a great start for that team. A really great confidence builder for Tyler Reddick, especially after a year where he went completely winless. Now, already, he's got the most winningest season in his career. So very impressive for Tyler, very impressive for 23XI as a whole. And also, I just want to say, anytime Michael Jordan is happy for about his race team, we should be happy. Because if Michael Jordan is invested in NASCAR, other people are going to be invested in NASCAR. I love that we're interviewing Michael Jordan at the end of these races. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal to see a guy like him making NASCAR history, being the first person ever to win the first 3 races of the season.
You know, I was thinking that remember his breakout year at RCR where he won a bunch of road courses, Tyler Reddick? Mm-hmm. I was thinking like, he had that great year. He's a good road racer, and he still is. But I was looking back at it, and the COTA is the only one still on the schedule that he won at back then. It was Road America, Road America, and the Indy
road course.
Yeah. So a little bit of a road course killer, if you ask me.
See ya, COTA. They're gone.
Oh man, come on.
He's the first repeat winner at COTA too, and COTA's short NASCAR history. Yeah. Part of me wanted to see that streak continue this weekend, a different winner every year, but it wasn't meant to be.
Well, move over, Steven Stump's sizzling stats. We got Stratta's
sizzling stats.
Sorry, Michael. Continue.
I don't even know what I was going to say.
Sorry.
Talking about Reddick and road courses.
Reddick, yeah, but now I know I came in doom and gloom saying that I don't think he's a championship contender yet. He will set a career high. I agree with you, Dalton. It won't be like Bell, where he just only wins one more time. I think he will set a career high in wins, which he only needs one more to do so. But I could see him winning 5 or 6 races this year easily.
I would put him in that area as well, that category, as 5 or 6 wins. Now, of course, if they find this winning magic again later in the season, possibly in the chase, I could easily see them racking off a couple more wins on top of that. But I think just for the balance of the season, other teams will eventually catch up. The 45 will have roadblocks at some point. They'll crash out of races, not of their own doing, more than likely. So I think another 1 or 2 wins is fair for them for right now.
I read a good stat. I think it was our good friend, Mr. Anthony Damcott. It was a thinking out loud. It was something along the lines of, is Michael Jordan the good luck charm? And it's really interesting. I just put it up here, or I just found the link, frontstretch.com once again. It's crazy that when Michael Jordan is there, 6 out of the 8 times that Michael Jordan is there, Tyler Reddick has won. I'm just saying, if I was Tyler Reddick, I would want Michael Jordan there almost every single week. Now, obviously, he's got other ventures. He has to golf, and apparently he's still doing something with NBC. I don't know. But, I mean, the only 2 races that he has not been at when Reddick has won was his first ever win at COTA, and then Kansas in the fall. But he won at Talladega. He was there. Michigan, he was there. Homestead, he was there. He's there, obviously, the past 3 races as well. But, I mean, Dalton, Anthony had probably a pretty solid point that, MJ could be a good luck charm.
Shout out to Anthony Damcott for filling in.
We do love Anthony.
2 weeks, he'll be doing it. I think he'll be doing it 3 weeks in a row now with this upcoming weekend for Thinking Out Loud. So he's a really great writer. He puts out a lot of great stuff. So if you haven't checked out that article, go do it. But yeah, he's got a point there. I think, look, anytime you learn this in not just in business, but the military side of things too. Like if your leader is on the ground with you, it increases morale. Like things are gonna, you want to do a better job. You want to do a good job. It maybe increases a little bit of pressure too, but you want to please that guy. You want to make sure that you show him like that he's got a good organization underneath him. And I feel like that maybe there's some truth there with Michael Jordan. Especially when it is Michael Jordan. We're talking about the I don't even know if it's arguable at this point, but the greatest athlete ever in history.
Oh God! Don't tell Trey Lyle. He will debate you for
I
hours
don't
on
care
this.
what Trey thinks. Trey has like the worst takes.
Oh, you could say the sky is blue, and Trey would argue with you.
Amen. Preach it. Preach. Amen. I love this. After all the shots that he's taken from me over the past couple years on this show, it's nice to return the favor. Kind of love you, kind of don't. It's okay.
I did. Okay, so I just read the text from Anthony. He will be doing the Phoenix Thinking Out Loud. So go check that out when it comes out Sunday night. Doing Thinking Out Loud. But I digress. Look, Michael Jordan is such a good addition to this sport. Bubba Wallace, I saw a stat earlier today that Bubba Wallace has the third most followers of all NASCAR drivers, and the first two are like female racers. So it's not even like Chase Elliott or any other Cup drivers. So
not even Cletus.
Not even Cletus.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know if Cletus is maybe full time. Maybe full time.
Okay.
That there. I don't know.
Fair.
But regardless, I mean, he doesn't have more than Chase Elliott. Bubba Wallace is, but it's part of because of Bubba Wallace, of his personality, and of course, sponsorship and a lot of some other things that go into that as well. Some of the media stuff, but regardless, Michael Jordan is a part of that. There is no doubt about it. And 2311 has kind of transcended NASCAR in a way because of him. And the lawsuit involved as well. The lawsuit made national news. I would know. Massie, you would know too. We were there. We saw national news, guys. Peter, you were there a couple days too, weren't you?
Yeah, we announced that one day that Jordan testifies that we would all know intimately.
Oh yeah, so there you go. Yeah, Peter
Intimately, knows. Okay, Peter.
We're all very intimate.
Yeah, baby.
But look, point about everything. Michael Jordan is a great addition to this sport. And is he a good luck charm? I don't know. I think that's just superstition, but maybe there is a point to be made there about how when you have the guy on the ground, everyone wants to do a better job. And I hope he's here for a lot more. I think he's going to be there at Phoenix too. So
yes, he did confirm to Fox that he will be there.
He will be at Phoenix, and there are a few decent golf courses out there in Scottsdale, so he has other stuff to do that weekend as well.
Can confirm.
He might see those Indy cars and be like, I need to get me one of those too.
He's got the money for it.
Yeah, exactly. That'd probably be pocket change compared to running
he could probably buy IndyCar for how much he has invested in 23.
He probably could. He could buy Lewis. He could get Lewis Hamilton in that car.
Hey, I mean, Lewis is in Arizona right now. I'm just saying.
Is he really?
Yeah, TMZ was spotted him and Kim Kardashian in Arizona over the weekend.
Oh,
he's running the Cup race this weekend.
Buddy, there's the F1 starts in Australia this weekend. So
NY Motorsports is going to be a late entry, and he's going to drive the 44 car.
Sure,
that's his number.
Okay, sure. Moving on into our second topic, just a reminder that this show is brought to you by, and this just actually came this morning. Look at this, Mr. Dalton Hopkins. It is an absolute magnificent thing. Absolutely fantastic. Billy's Tequila. Yeah, hey, Michael, we both got it, buddy. Good job. Oh, Peter, we need to get you one of these, my friend. Take this to the Talladega Boulevard, and it would be a
Peter, where's your Billy's Tequila bottle?
Oh, we need to get you one. But once again, you can save 5% off on Billy's Tequila on their website when you use the code RACER, RACER. Once again, RACER. Dalton, let's dive on into our second topic of the evening. You were at St. Pete, and I think it went better than most expected and then some, my friend.
Yeah, I actually was just talking about this over on our friend of the show, RJ Starcevic show, Motor Stardom. So when you're done listening to this, when you're done listening to this episode of Happy Hour, go check out that episode. But we were talking about St. Pete. And I was down there on the ground, got to see the inaugural truck race on a street course, the first ever street course truck race, and everybody there, including the truck racers themselves and the IndyCar racers that they were supporting, everybody believed that race was going to be an absolute crap show. I remember Jackson Lee telling me, the driver of the 22 truck this past weekend, he was telling me that they actually dropped to the back before the green flag just because they thought turn one was going to be a pileup. That did not happen. I'm actually impressed. I'm proud. I'm actually proud of our Truck Series guys, like putting on a decent show, not wadding it up every single turn. They did a good job. They really showed that NASCAR drivers aren't just a bunch of idiots when it comes to right-hand turns. They did really solid, and it was a fun race overall. It had a pretty decent finish. You know, we saw Ty Majeski putting some pressure on Lane Riggs at the end there, but overall, for the first street race in St. Pete, really, really fun race. Just a good, I think it was a very successful. And the Fox broadcast was really good too. I heard some people say that it was the best broadcast of the year so far for the Truck Series. So kudos to them. Probably could give that to Townsend Bell though, because Townsend Bell's just really, really good at broadcasting, but I digress. So I think now the question to be had is, do we come back? And not only do we come back, do we maybe bring more? Do we maybe bring the O'Reilly series? Maybe bring the Cup series into the fold? Peter, what do you think?
I think St. Pete definitely deserves a second chance with some NASCAR series. I think if it ain't broke with the Truck Series, don't try and rewrite it or try and fix it for year two. I think copy and paste 2026 for 2027 would be just perfect. Like you said, I was very thoroughly surprised in a good way that we had such a clean truck race, and that if you told me one of the St. Pete races would have a lap one incident this weekend, I would have 100% thought it would be the trucks and not the IndyCar race. But
Stingray Rob.
Okay, knock it off. That is the pride of Payette, Idaho. Thank you very much. We love Stingray.
I was not going to name any names, but there you go.
There's other people in Idaho aside from Bryan Nolen.
I know.
There's
crazy.
like 7 other people. Yeah.
Peter.
Oh, okay.
Peter.
Oh, gotcha.
I can say goodbye
There's,
to you.
let's count it. Ashton Gianti.
It's Genty.
Ashton Genty.
And he's in Vegas now. So
Brian's wife, Bryan Nolen, Stingray Rob. I think that's it.
So Stingray doesn't live with his wife?
Oh, is he married? Okay, so fine. There
Is
you go.
he from Idaho though? And he left Idaho.
Good point.
Anyway,
Peter, please continue.
Like I was saying, I think trucks going back would be a good first step for NASCAR and the St. Pete venture. I fear bringing Cup or O'Reilly there would saturate the Florida market too much because you're coming right off of Daytona Speed Week. And I know some in IndyCar weren't thrilled at possibly being second fiddle to trucks this weekend. I feel like if you bring a bigger NASCAR series there, you would just have more potential animosity with some in IndyCar being seen as the perpetual little brother to O'Reilly or Cup.
Yeah, I mean, like, for example, this weekend, I mean, we have heard that there are some frustration that IndyCar is becoming second fiddle to the O'Reilly series this weekend. And to be honest, I don't blame them. I mean, if you're calling themselves the premier series and you're being demoted to a second tier series, then I mean, I'll be a little frustrated too. But Peter, I love what you say about the saturation level. And I mean, I know that they go to Daytona and everything, but I mean, they go to Homestead as well. It feels like too much for that area, Michael. And I feel like just bring the trucks there, have a standalone event. It's good. I dig it. And you can pair it with IndyCar and all as well.
Yeah, I mean, it works for trucks. It makes sense for trucks because they are also Fox. So it is easy to do both broadcasts, kind of make it feel like it's a companion weekend for trucks and IndyCar. Whereas O'Reilly was there, it'd be CW, and that would just be like another hurdle, and they couldn't really cross promote as well. The Cup series, like it's IndyCar's weekend. You don't want Cup there stealing the show. And honestly, O'Reilly, like the Daytona O'Reilly race, had more viewers than the IndyCar St. Pete race. So I view them ratings wise, they're more competitors. So it is like this weekend, it feels like O'Reilly is getting the top billing, like you said, over not the top billing, but higher billing than the IndyCar series. So that is a tough situation. I think you definitely bring trucks back there next year, because the other part is, how's something going to do in year 2? Year 1, you can always get a crowd there. But in year 2, does the crowd come back to see it? I think they will, because it was a good show. Maybe more people will come. I don't know. But yeah, I think you can bring truck. You could also bring ARCA if you really want.
Oh God, no! Oh God, no!
There's the Fox relationship as well. But yeah, for now, I'm content with just trucks there. And Dalton, how was the crowd for the truck race? Because that's the other thing, is that they can make it look good on TV. It looked great on TV, crowd wise, but that's easy to cheat. But it seems to me that when you have a truck race or an O'Reilly race at its own venue apart from Cup, you always get a better crowd for those races than when it's a companion weekend.
Portland.
Yeah, Portland.
Rockingham.
Rockingham's a great example. I think of like the IRP race for trucks. Yeah, because it's the only shot you have to see some racing action. It's some of these other tracks. So I think we need more of those. But Dalton, I guess you can speak to the crowd more.
Yeah, I think the crowd was look, for overall the weekend. The crowd was a lot bigger than it was last year. Just because obviously, you got to, of course, because of the trucks, right? I will speak toward the media center itself was actually a lot bigger. There was more people. There was more media there. I don't know if you could say that's because of the trucks. I would probably do that, but there definitely was a lot more people there on Saturday than there was on the Saturday of the previous year. And that's because the biggest event on Saturday last year was IndyCar qualifying, which it's qualifying, right? Like I don't really need to, if I'm a fan and I purchase tickets for the whole weekend, I don't really care a whole lot about what's going on Saturday if it's just IndyCar stuff. Just because there's not really a whole lot of racing going on. Yes, they have USF 2000 there. They have the Mazda MX5 Cup there. They have the Indy Next Series there. But Indy Next doesn't compete on Saturday. They compete on Sunday. And Saturday. But I digress. I mean, I'm not going to go there for those guys. Now, if I go there and the Truck Series is competing on Saturday, okay, yeah, now I've got 2 days of big races. Like, awesome. I think that gives you a little bit more value for your ticket. So more people there on Saturday than there was last year. I will say Sunday still had more people overall. That's because the people that were there at its core, no doubt about it, they were IndyCar fans. And that was for the whole weekend. They were not primarily NASCAR fans. I think they were there. They were IndyCar fans. But that doesn't mean they hated the fact that NASCAR was there. I think they actually liked it. They liked the fact that they got there on Saturday and they were expecting to see a race with guys like Dario Franchitti and James Hinchcliffe and Colin Brown, like these guys who have raced open wheel in the past. So it was cool for them to see something like that. I think they like the idea of a NASCAR lower tier NASCAR series being a support series for IndyCar. It just increases the overall value of the weekend. So, yeah, I think the overall crowd for the weekend was a lot bigger than it was in the past.
I think part of that was held by guys like Jimmy Hinch, James Hinchcliffe, and Dario Franchitti crossing over into that barrier and running in the Truck Series. That made me, as a fan watching, more in tune with the truck race, just to see how these guys do in a fish out of water, something they've never driven before. I wasn't sure how Franchitti would do after nearly 20 years away from stock cars, and I wasn't sure how Hinch would do in his first ever stock car race. So those are two huge storylines already. And I know Hinch got a top 10. Franchitti should have had a top 10 if he didn't have that late wall contact.
Yeah, I got to give it to both of them. I mean, for Dario not to be even in a car since I think it was 2013 when he had that awful wreck in Houston, for him to battle up in the top 7 or 8. I know that he had that issue at the end, but I mean, that was phenomenal. And then Hinch, I mean, he started top 5 due to the metrics and everything, but I mean, he did a great job as well. So really cool to see. We had a comment up here about the Ace Steeler 101 says, I got a rumor for you guys. I just heard it a couple weeks ago that the Cup Series is heading to Adelaide Street Course for a race as part of the Supercars Grand Finale weekend in 2027 or 2028. Obviously, this is just a rumor right now, but I mean, we've been hearing rumors that they want to take it international. Would you go all the way to Australia to take it international, or just where could we see them trying something next? Because it felt like this came out of the blue. St. Pete, we expected like a street course with like Chicago, and then now they're going to San Diego. But it felt like this is that especially is all just like out of the blue.
I really think the next international venue would still be somewhere in North America, just for the sake of travel, for transporting all the teams, all the equipment, the cars themselves to wherever they go. If you're shipping everything down to Australia, you got to load something in containers and boat it or fly it down there, which could take several weeks, if not a month, like they used to do for the Japan exhibition races back in the 90s. So I feel like anything within reasonable driving distance for haulers like Mexico City or like Montreal, if that ever does happen, would be the next international step.
Hey, we raced there before back in 1988.
That's right.
And granted, it was like 3 or 5 Cup drivers that actually participated in that, but it's possible. And I think especially with the Australia, New Zealand invasion that we've seen in NASCAR the last 5-10, going back even further with Marcus Ambrose, it'd be cool to kind of go over there and let them race in front of, like SVG race in front of his home crowd. And I think it would draw a big crowd, and I think it would attract new fans to watch as well. Do I see it happening as a joint thing with the V8 supercars? I don't know about that, because it's like we were talking about the whole IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader. Somebody's got to give up top billing, and NASCAR ain't going to do it with their Cup Series. So would the supercars be okay with letting NASCAR kind of steal their thunder? That's the question. That's where the issue kind of arises for it. But I'm down with. I'd love to see them go race over there. But I think you're right, Peter, that we're going to go to Canada before we go over there.
Dalton, we got about 30 seconds until we go to our next topic. Will we go overseas, or will we go to Canada first?
Canada. There's no doubt about it. I think we have a race in Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here very soon. As a matter of fact, I would venture probably about next year. So wait till we see the schedule. Wait till we see what the schedule says. But don't get me wrong. I love Australian racing. I love supercars. I love the Australian invasion that we've seen. It's cool as hell. I want to see more of it. I love to see NASCAR back in Australia soon.
Moving on into our next topic of the evening. Once again, this show, the Frontstretch Happy Hour Show, is presented to you by, once again, our friends. These are fine folks at Billy's Tequila. I just got mine in the mail. Michael just got his in the mail. Dalton, unfortunately, has gotten his for like 2 or 3 weeks and has been enjoying the beautifulness of it before us. But that's okay. Peter, we gotta get you some. I know you're going to Talladega, so we gotta get you that with Dega, dude. And it's gonna be a party because those 2 knuckleheads are going with you, and the 3 of you combined, I don't know if one of you guys is gonna walk out of there. But hey, I'm willing to strap a GoPro on your camera or on your forehead, and strap a GoPro on your forehead and just run wild, brother.
Massie and I will bring a bottle of Billy's Tequila to the Boulevard for Peter, and we'll just go wild.
Yes, I absolutely love that. And one person that did not go wild, unfortunately, on Sunday, that was Alex Bowman, because he was not feeling well. And I think this was a first where a pit spotter actually went and filled in for him. It was with about 20 laps to go, if I want to say around there, when Alex Bowman took his number 48 car to the garage. And we were wondering, okay, he's not feeling well. Are they just getting the end of the day? I think we've heard some rumblings that Anthony Alfredo was the substitute driver because he does the simulator work for Hendricks. Justin Allgaier is also subbed, but no, it was Myatt Snyder who was a pit spotter. He basically a runner is what they like to call in the industry, helping Jamie Little, and he got the opportunity, Michael, on Sunday. I mean, what can you say about this story?
It's one of those stories that kind of transcends NASCAR, where you saw like accounts and stuff posting about it that they were comparing it to Ricky Bobby, Talladega Nights, where it's I can't remember the original driver's name, but he quits, and then Ricky is a crew guy, just steps in.
You got to go get a sandwich and then make a phone call.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really cool story to see a guy that you kind of thought his racing career was over. Like, I think he'll get some races in this year, but it's not like when he was running full time for RCR in the O'Reilly series. It's like the opportunities have kind of started dwindling for Myatt Snyder. So really cool to see. Now, my problem is it could have been a bigger story. It could have transcended the sport and his career even more. But can you imagine if in the movie Talladega Nights, if and this would be the more factual way to do that movie, it'd be after Will Ferrell gets out the car of his first race subbing, they go to interview him and PR steps in the way and says, no, you can't talk to him. And then we don't get that iconic, I don't know what to do with my hands part of the interview. Like, come on. Hendrick Motorsports did not let anyone talk to Myatt Snyder afterwards. And that really rubs me the wrong way because he could get his name out there further and maybe a sponsor comes up and says, we like that guy. Let's put him in, some O'Reilly races or something like that this year. And it kind of jumpstarted his career further. But really happy that he got that opportunity. And hopefully it leads to more for him. Peter, what do you think? Or Brian, you can go.
I just want to piggyback off that. I like it. It rubbed me the wrong way, especially with like how they did not allow him to talk with anyone. I mean, this would have been a huge story. And it's really a shame. I gotta open my Twitter because there was a great tweet that I'm going to read. But I mean, this is a guy that we have not really seen. I mean, most people remember him from getting knocked out from Austin Hill. And that's unfortunate, but it's true. I mean, let's be real here. But
hey, he did win at Homestead.
That is true. Yeah,
2021 Homestead winner. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally found the tweet, so thank you for letting me stall a little bit. If you guys are college football fans, you guys know of the Twitter account called Sickos Committee, and they tweeted, imagine an Alabama Crimson Tide quarterback goes down and the Tide bring in a former Division II quarterback who's working as a PA for the ESPN broadcast, and that's basically what happened to Hendrick Motorsports today. And Peter, that's basically what happened. I mean, he was working on the television side of things. He's not a former driver, but a former driver. Let's call a spade there. And I think the saying is always bring your fire suit and your helmet to the racetrack, and one of these days it's going to pay off. And you know what? It paid off on Sunday.
Always bring your equipment no matter what, indeed. You never know what unfortunate circumstance may or may not happen to give you the opportunity of a lifetime. I just see this whole side quest of the COTA weekend as one of those only in NASCAR, only in America, only in 2026 stories where we'll look back on it years from now. No, it doesn't count for Myatt making a Cup debut in the record books, but he still got on track in the Hendrick Motorsports 48 car, which I think is just all around such a cool moment, such a cool footnote to this whole weekend.
Dalton, it did rub me the wrong way that they did not let us talk with him. It would have created a bigger story, but I mean, I think there's parts to this. One is the Alex Bowman situation. If he's dealing with something more serious, then I totally get it and everything. But the second part is, like, this was not like planned or anything, so I don't know why they wouldn't let Myatt talk. I mean, Myatt is an open guy and everything. It's just it just rubs people, myself and Mr. Michael Massie included, the wrong way.
Yeah, I've got a bone to pick.
Oh, please do.
I don't understand Why? Look, this story was so freaking cool. Okay, I know Alex Bowman got out of the car, and look, maybe you want to hide that. Maybe you want to hide why he got out of the car. Maybe there's some other underlying health problems that are going on that people don't know about, and you want to keep it under the wraps. Fine. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. But honestly, I don't really care about that. I care about Myatt Snider. Maybe I'll care about that a little bit later on in the season, but I care about Myatt Snider because, like you guys have been saying, it was the Talladega Night situation. By the way, I've been trying to find the driver before Ricky Bobby in the beginning of the movie, and nothing will give me the name.
Harry Chavot.
Why did you just ask Peter?
Ask Peter.
I've seen that movie too many times.
Oh, Peter.
So good.
How many career wins did he have?
Great question. I think he had a couple more sandwiches than he had wins.
He did. Yeah, he had to go take a whiz. Jeez. Oh my God. Yeah.
God bless you, Peter.
The AI on Google told me Morgan Shepherd, and I was like, that's not true.
I don't even know who that is.
Morgan Shepherd?
Let me see. Hold on.
The 89 car?
Oh, the old guy. Yeah, the racing with Jesus guy. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
And he was a good driver back in his prime. So I think no Morgan Shepherd's.
I thought you were talking about an actor, Morgan Shepherd. I was like, what are you talking about?
Anyway.
Morgan Freeman.
What? We all know him.
Yeah, put that comment. There you go.
There you go. Thank you.
Stop
Thank you, Chris.
Stop it.
Thank you, Chris. Anyway,
Morgan Shepherd's 84 years old, and his first name was Clay. It's Clay Morgan Shepherd. That's his real name.
Fantastic.
And he's probably still roller skating to this day.
Sure that.
God bless him. Anyway,
Literally.
Anyway, no, like why would you not want Myatt Snider to talk about the opportunity to drive that car? Why would you not want Chad Knaus? Like what a cool story. Why are you your drivers people don't like your drivers. People think your drivers
One of them's the
are
most
very
popular
but that's Dawsonville Bill Elliott's son, okay? Like he's got a whole culture behind him. That's fine. Like your drivers, people think your drivers are vanilla. I know your drivers aren't vanilla. Everyone else in this podcast know your drivers aren't vanilla. But if you keep guarding them and you keep everybody back to where you're doing your own little social media posts of, ooh, what drink is he sipping out of? Ooh, does he know this is Coke Zero or Diet Coke? Ooh, how interesting. I'm sorry, that's not going to do it for me. Like, you have to do better. You have to do better. And you can't keep protecting them. You can't, this idea of, oh my God, media is the enemy and they just want to ruin us. That's all they want to do. That's not true.
That's how the media is portrayed these days. We're all bad people.
But that's terrible. Political media. We're sports media. We're Frontstretch. We're evil in a different way.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Brian Nolen is evil.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not.
We're all debatable.
NASCAR media is scared to do anything like controversial anyways. Most of the stuff.
The three of us have all gotten a call from Mike Ford is calling. Hello, hi. Yep, exactly. We've all gotten that phone call.
You could have said Alex Bowman just had the flu, and he just didn't feel like he wanted to drive the car anymore. Mm-hmm. Cool. I don't care. Like Myatt Snider is kind of like a semi-popular driver, right? Like gotta win the Xfinity Series, O'Reilly Series, whatever. A long time ago. He's the son of Marty Snider. Like he's a likable dude.
He's an awesome guy. He's really
nice. A really cool guy. He's a very approachable guy. He's very friendly. Like all of us, I think, would agree with that. And they gave him a shot. I mean, it really wasn't a shot. The car was like 6 laps down. But the point being is that you put him in your car because Chad Knaus is basically looking around and being like, You. Like, you're a driver. I know you can drive cars. Get in my car right now. Like, that's such a cool story. I'm sorry. Like, we're not trying to portray you as like these evil bad guys and, oh, what's going on? You guys are, what's going on with Alex Bowman? The story is Myatt Snider. That's the story.
Yeah.
And if you keep everyone away from that, like, the story doesn't get told and it's going to get forgotten and nobody cares anymore. And that sucks for not only us, but it sucks for Myatt Snider too. A kid who is just trying to get a ride in NASCAR. He wants to be a driver. I've talked to him personally. He doesn't want to do just media. He wants to be a driver. He's passionate. He wants to be a race car driver. He wants to be full-time. He wants to make it. And if you keep people away from talking to him, what does that do for him?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. Sorry, Peter, go ahead.
I hear what all three of you are saying, and I sympathize with your points. If I were on the ground in Coda, I would have wanted to talk to Myatt Snider too myself. The only silver lining I see someone defending Hendrick is that they didn't have PR people ready to give him talking points, and someone could have asked him about Alex Bowman, and he could have said something.
That's not his job, though. That's not his job.
He doesn't know what's wrong with Bowman.
Yeah.
He's
Right.
not a doctor.
And he hasn't been
un-
told one way or
unless
the
he
other what is or isn't wrong with him. So he could have been speaking out of place, which could have caused a cascade of issues.
Well, they could have still
Hey.
let him speak and just pulled him to the sides. But look, don't say anything about Bowman's condition. They could have done that. And I've been cool with that.
Ta-da! That's it. That's all you need. That's all you need. Hey, don't talk about Alex Bowman.
Just say he wasn't feeling well. I got in, whatever. But the other thing is, like, his dad is a pit reporter, has done TV for like 30 years. So he knows how to talk on a camera. If you went out to Talladega Boulevard and grabbed somebody out of camper there and threw them in the 48 car, then I'd be like, yeah, no, we're not letting media talk to this guy. But Myatt's done this before.
I mean, he literally helps Jamie Little at Fox, and then he helps his dad with Prime, TNT, and NBC. So he's literally, he knows all the talking points. This is not his first rodeo.
But he hasn't been through the Hendrick Motorsports robot school that they made Jimmy Johnson go through, and they killed Jimmy Johnson's career. He could have been an MJ, maybe not MJ, but he could have been like a Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt type of figure, and they killed his career by holding him back. We've seen in the last 5-10 years, hey, Jimmy's a pretty fun guy. He's got some kind of wild stuff to say. And before he was with Hendrick too, but
They also killed Ross Chastain too, but that is what it is. Any final thoughts before we dive on into our final topic? Going once, going twice.
Thank you, Myatt Snider, for
I
putting
do
on
want to
a
say
great
one last
story.
thing. Our producer did say, how did he get approval? I'm going to go back to shout out you, Mike Ford. I do like Mike Ford. I think he is nice to talk to in person. He's a good dude. But I was listening to the Teardown. Jeff Gluck talked to Mike Ford and asked how the approval process was for him. And it was something, I'm paraphrasing here. Myatt, you get approval by first for short tracks and road courses, and then you have to race an Xfinity race and all that. Remember, he raced the full Xfinity. He's raced Xfinity races, and he won at Homestead. So Chad Knaus made a call to NASCAR. They approved him right then and there. It was just boom, boom, boom. And so they were fine with that. But we had a weird story. Maybe we'll touch base with Myatt Snider come this upcoming weekend. And because he's going to be back to his normal job, and that is pit reporting, or pit spotting, I should say, for Fox Sports' Jamie Little. With that being said, let's dive on into our final topic of the evening. Mr. Michael Massie, you wrote a fantastic article about Joe Gibbs racing and Chris Gabehart and Ty Gibbs. Mention that, and then mention just what we have heard in the past 7 days.
Yeah, so obviously the lawsuit's going on all because Chris Gabehart left or was terminated or was from JGR and has gone to Spire, and there's all these accusations that he took information and took it with him to Spire. And he's saying I believe he's saying he has it, but he hasn't given it to Spire. That'll all be worked out in the courts. I mean, that's not really something that we weren't there. We don't know what really happened. So I don't want to speculate too much on that. But it was announced that it came out yesterday that he could keep working for Spire. That the restraining order didn't work, and that he doesn't have to sit out 18 months. He can work for Spire, but he can't do anything he was doing at Joe Gibbs Racing as the competition director. So I'm not really sure. He's supposed to be overseeing all of motorsports there at Spire, which they have more than just a cup team. They have truck team, sprint cars, a couple different things. But so I don't know how that's going to impact his job over there or not. We'll see. He was at St. Pete this weekend with the truck team, and you got Andretti Global as well. It's kind of allied with Spire through Dan Taurus. The other thing, though, is that I thought was really interesting is that Ty Gibbs was some of Gabehart's comments did not make Ty Gibbs or the 54 team look very good, where he said there was a lot of preferential treatment and that they aren't held to the same standards as the other three teams, saying that Ty Gibbs doesn't go to meetings. And it's basically Coach Gibbs runs that car. It was kind of interfering with his job. And then, you know what happened? What Ty Gibbs did after that came out? He went and got top 5 at COTA. He ran probably the most competitive that I've seen him run since when Chris Gabehart was filling in as his crew chief.
He won a stage. He won stage 2.
He scored the second most points on the day.
In the back of my mind, I was thinking Ty Gibbs could win this weekend. And like you said, Brian, he won a stage. So in a way, I was half right. He won something this weekend.
I guess I'll give you that. It's like you say you got in a car accident and you really just hit a curb, It's like, I guess you did, but, whatever. But, I mean, honestly, Peter, I'll send it to you. I mean, this is what we're expecting out of him. He's driving one of the best, if not the best equipment in the Cup Series. It's time to nut up or shut up. And right now, so far, he's nutting up.
Absolutely. And we've seen this before out of him. Many breakout performances before on road courses in both O'Reilly and Cup Series competition. His first O'Reilly win came in his debut all those years ago on the Daytona road course with that amazing pass in the grass into turn 1. So him running well at COTA is not that out of the ordinary. He's usually good on short tracks as well. I think last year he had a top 5 going at Michigan too. So it's not like he's been completely out to left field trying to find a Cup Series win. He's had moments of greatness, just they've been fewer and further between than many would expect in that top tier of a car.
He led 201 laps in the Bristol night race last year.
Yeah, too. I think for Bristol in a few weeks, he'll be on the short list of favorites.
James Schweitzer 8469 says, will JGR start being a team some may want to pass on after hearing the tie standards? And Peter, I forgot to show you this, but I'm looking. James, actually, you held his tablet and you took a picture with him and Bob Pockris at the courthouse.
Oh, nice.
So you guys are connected in there. But according to James asking that question,
did Peter take the picture, or was Peter in the picture?
No, I took the picture of him and Bob. He wanted a picture with him.
James, you missed out on. You could have had Peter in the picture. He's more famous than Bob Pockris.
I don't know about all that.
Sign it, and you to be a millionaire right now.
He said, Mr. Stratta was nice enough to take my picture with Bob Pockris at day 1 of NASCAR with my tablet. I'm just saying, Peter is going to be the next big thing. So, I mean, when Bob is not on this earth anymore, and hopefully that's in 50 years from now, Peter is going to make some noise, and he's going to nut up, and he's going to be the next face of NASCAR coverage. Right, Peter?
Sure, whatever you say. I like that.
When he's 80 years old. 50 years, he said 50 years from now.
Listen, I don't know. Peter could make a Benjamin Button reference, or where he could start aging the opposite way. And when he's 120, he's really 2. So you never know. But Dalton, I'll ask you this question. Will JGR start being a team some may want to pass on? I mean, we see in the NFL, sadly for my New York Jets, that people don't want to go there because of the owner. Well, now this is the owner's son. Will you have maybe Toyota prospects be like, I don't know, I'd rather go to 2311 than JGR because I don't want to deal with Ty Gibbs?
I don't think in some cases you might not have a choice.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different. Like, you only have 4 rides with Joe Gibbs Racing. It's not like an NFL team. Like, if I have the choice, if I'm an up and coming driver and I have a choice between 2311 and Joe Gibbs Racing, going to go with Joe Gibbs Racing. Like, just because of the prestige behind it, they've got a lot more wins. They clearly have all 4 of their cars are competitive. And say what you will about Ty Gibbs, but he's still competitive. I mean, we finished up running up in the top 5, won a stage this past weekend. I mean, and that's because he's good at road courses. Like, that car is still pretty fast. Like, all 4 of their cars are still very fast. Christopher Bell finished 3rd. Chase Briscoe was going to finish 3rd, and Denny Hamlin is Denny Hamlin. Like that, all of their cars are going to be competitive each week. Whereas 2311, you got Bubba Wallace, he's pretty good. Tyler Reddick, we've seen a lot out of him this year, so jury's out to lunch on that one. Riley Herbst, okay. Corey Heim,
sorry,
is also a driver part-time. So with that car, and he did puts on some good shows too. So look, I think they get there's no doubt Joe Gibbs Racing is the preferential team to Toyota. Toyota's going to give that team all of the good stuff, all of the good equipment. So naturally, I'd probably want to go to Joe Gibbs, even with the preferential treatment, because look, Christopher Bell, he's here for now. I think he's going to be there. I don't think he's going anywhere. Chase Briscoe, if I'm Chase Briscoe, I'm not going anywhere for sure. I'm loyal to Joe Gibbs. Denny Hamlin, how much longer does he have? I think he's got 2 years. He's got this year and next year, and that's probably about it.
Uh-huh.
If everything's still accurate, unless he's changed his plans. So, look, that car's going to open up. Ty Gibbs, realistically, is he going to be in that car for his entire career, or does he take a back foot and maybe take on a management position later on in his career? So what happens with that? Maybe he wants to be involved in leadership later on down the line. I'm not sure. But regarding your question, Brian, I still think Joe Gibbs Racing is still the preferential team for Toyota.
It's going to be interesting. Dalton, I do know one phone call you'll be probably hearing from that is being Ed Lane, since Ty Gibbs is Ed Lane's boy. So
did I badmouth Ty Gibbs? When did I badmouth Ty Gibbs?
I mean, you basically said he's going to be out of a job and he's going to go into a managerial role.
I didn't know.
I mean,
on his own fruition.
Oh,
that's
stop.
His own
If he's winning like 5 races a year, you really think he's just going to be like, oh, I think I'm going to stop? No.
Is he winning 5 races a year?
He could. You never know.
But he hasn't so far. So
I know.
Let me throw in real quick that
this is a comment by Nolen. This is a comment by Noah real fast. Sorry.
Corey Heim arguably would already be at JGR at least. Allegedly, they passed. I agree. There's some stuff behind the scenes about that. But yes, that was one of the main reasons why. It's just the ARCA drama between those two.
He'd be in that 19 car, and I think in a few years we're going to see Brent Cruz in that 11 car.
I think we are. Yep.
I think short term, JGR is fine. And look, if they're given preferential treatment to the 54, then I don't want preferential treatment, because the 3 cars that weren't getting it all had great seasons and won a bunch of races,
and they were all top 5 in points too.
Yeah. So that I don't want that preferential treatment if I'm going over there. But I think short term they'll be fine. My concern with JGR is when Coach Gibbs passes on. That's when I think there's going to be a lot of uncertainty, because like Heather Gibbs kind of got this role kind of thrusted on her when her husband passed, sadly. And I don't know that she wants to do that for her whole, life, basically. So, and I don't know. I think that's when there will start to be questions at JGR is whenever. And hopefully that's not for a long, long time because Coach Gibbs is awesome. So, but yeah, that's what I would say.
Peter, it is time for to say thank you so much for coming on the program. Where can we catch all of your latest articles? And then when will we see you at a track, buddy?
All my content can be found on Twitter at Peter Stratta and then at TSJSports1. My next race will be Darlington in a couple weeks. I will not be on the ground at either Phoenix or Las Vegas, but I will be at the next couple after Darlington. So, Brian, I know you'll be at least at Phoenix, so enjoy everything out there for me and have some In-N-Out for me.
Yeah, buddy, I can have In-N-Out here. We just got an In-N-Out in Boise, so but you know jealous. What? I'll have some just for you, buddy. But for big thanks to Peter Stratta. When we come back, we're going to be pouring one out and finishing up our program. That's all coming up next here on the Frontstretch Happy Hour Show.
My Place Hotels is proud to be the official hotel partner of Frontstretch. With plush beds, in-room kitchens, and pet-friendly hotels, My Place makes for the perfect pit stop when traveling. Frontstretch fans can use promo code Frontstretch to save 10% on your stay at any of our nationwide properties. Sign up for our Stay Rewarded program to get even more savings. With My Place Hotels, don't just stay rewarded.
From the agave fields of Jalisco, Billy's Tequila. Perfect in a margarita or straight over ice. Celebrate the race of life with Billy's. Use code RACER for 5% off at billystequila.com. Please enjoy responsibly.
Yeah, baby. Billy's Tequila. Once again, 5% off. All you got to do is use the code RACER. RACER. Gentlemen, who wants to go first this time? Mr. Dalton Hopkins, Mr. Michael Massie. Well, he's already pouring, so I'll have Michael go first since you're energetic as my dogs are. So we'll have you go first, buddy. What are you cooking up, brother?
Well, once again, I'll throw out while it's still happening that ever since we got Billy's Tequila as a sponsorship, Billy Scott, another Billy, is undefeated as crew chief, But I'll pour one out for, man, I wasn't really so focused on pouring, but let's go pour one out for Alex Bowman because you hope he's doing all right. That's his health is, I feel like we didn't say that enough in that segment, that his health is the most important thing. You hope he's all right and whatever's going on, and it's tough for him because he's in a really bad points hole right now too. And it's a contract year. So I hope to see him turn things around, and this one's for you, Alex.
Good pull, solid. Dalton Hopkins, honey, what are you going to be pouring one out for?
I just want to say, at some point on the show, we have got to read what's on the back of these bottles because the story behind Billy's Tequila is super interesting. It actually kind of coincides with our racing stuff. Under Mexico's blazing sun, Billy's team took to the rugged Baja terrain to pound the desert dust. As our driver rounded a blind corner, his race truck went wheels deep buried in the silt. Hours passed as the crew worked to free Billy to no avail. Hot, exhausted, and feeling discouraged, a few members set out on foot to find help. At dusk, just as the sun gripped the horizon, they returned with a truck full of locals.
Dalton, do you want to save the second part of the story for next week?
Yeah, if you want to.
Let's save the second part and what happens to Billy under the rugged Baja terrain next week.
Billy is a racer, I will say. He did the Chili Bowl.
He is a racer. And I also want to bring up the fact that they're talking about race trucks. And my pouring out this week is regarding the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series out in St. Pete. My pour one out to me towards Colin Brown. Has not been in a NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series race since 2011. And back then, he scored a top 10. So he scores another top 10 this weekend, his first race weekend back in 15 years. Justin Haley comes up, his Dodge Ram teammate comes up, congratulates him on his top 10 result. The last time Colin Brown finished in the top 10, Justin Haley was 11 years old. So Second top 10 for Ram this season, and it goes to Colin freaking Brown. How about that? Pour one out to him.
There you go. Wonder how old Minnie was. He must have been like 6. Minnie Tyrell.
Was he? Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going to pour one out to, honestly, I'm going to pour one out to NASCAR. They took a shot with going to St. Pete. And Sure, take another one, brother. Take another one, buddy. They took a shot with going to St. Petersburg, and everybody thought this was going to be an absolute shit show. This was going to be an absolute disaster. You know what? It was the best race of the weekend. There was beating, there was banging, sure, there was a couple wrecks, but it was great racing. We saw Ben Rhodes, we saw Ty Majeski, we saw Lane Riggs, Chandler Smith. They were all battling up there at the front. We saw guys that never raced in a truck before, and Dario Franchitti and Jimmy Hinchcliffe. We saw guys that started from or hasn't raced since 2011 in a truck, and Colin Brown, top 10. I mean, this was a phenomenal job. So NASCAR executives, I know a lot of people give you a lot of shit, but definitely you should sit back and drink some Billy's tequila because job well done. So I'm gonna pour one out for you there. Good stuff, my friends.
That's water. Man up. You got the stuff there.
I cannot find my shot glass, and I'm not gonna chug tequila.
Just chug it.
Just take a sip. Just literally take a sip. Hey, folks in the comments, comment if you want to see Brian take a sip. Thank you. Thank you.
Comment if you want to see him down the whole bottle right now.
Not bad. Actually, this is probably the best tequila that I have ever tasted.
I'd agree.
Just because, like, I hate tequila, and like that is like, it's actually really good. With that being said, I'm gonna go to a place this upcoming weekend where they love tequila. That is Phoenix, Arizona. We got a fantastic weekend on tap. Myself and Danny Peters are going to be taken to the Arizona desert for a plethora of action. It's probably going to be the busiest Friday and Saturday that we'll have all season. NTT IndyCar Series and the NASCAR O'Reilly's Auto Parts Series going to be racing Saturday, and the Cup boys are going to be racing on Sunday. Michael, no, we are not going to Mexico. Good try, though.
You said tequila.
They're close, you know. It's a little close. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. Stay tuned to all of our socials at Frontstretch and at the Bryan Nolen for all of the great content that we're gonna give you guys in the desert, the Valley of the Sun. Mr. Dalton Hopkins, you are not gonna be riding this weekend. Are you gonna be hanging out with us, or are you gonna be taking a vacation for a week?
Yeah, it's not a vacation, believe me.
Okay, unfortunately.
Yeah, I will be working this weekend, but not on the racing side of things. So, but I'll be back next week, of course. So, no worries.
Okay, no worries. Michael Massie, you are not going to a racetrack, but are you going to be writing anything besides what you just wrote in Up to Speed about Joe Gibbs and Chris Gabehart and Ty Gibbs?
No, Steven Stump and I did a little swap. So
a little swapperoo?
Yeah, so that's all I got for this week. Still got some interviews that'll run on Bringing the Heat podcast in the coming weeks. Not this week, but there's a good guest this week, but it's just not someone I interviewed. So stay tuned. I feel like I'm slurring my words already just from that Billy's strong stuff. Yeah, so stay tuned for those interviews.
Yeah, that was pretty strong. But damn, that was good. That was really good stuff. I'm going on vacation in a couple weeks. So I might just bring the bottle, and I'm going to come back, and the bottle's going to be gone. But that's okay. I'm going to have a good time with it. Once again, Billy's Tequila, 5% off when you use the code RACER. Once again, Billy's Tequila, phenomenal stuff. Big thanks to our producer, Mr. Chris Graham. A big thanks to all of us that support the program, and big thanks to you guys as well. Coming up next on the Frontstretch Podcast Network, we have Bringing the Heat with Mr. Trey Lyle. He's got a great guest. He's actually from Australia. He's going to be talking about a book that he just wrote, so stay tuned for that. And then you got Through the Gears with Y. Watson, and then Stock Car Scoop with my boy Eric. So he's going to recap all the latest. So for Chris Graham, Dalton Hopkins, Michael Massie, I am Brian Timothy Del Nolen. Thank you so much for joining us. This was another edition of the Frontstretch Happy Hour Podcast.